first on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 Live starts now.
All right, welcome straight into Fox 10 Live today. As you can tell behind us, we've got a storm tracker alert we want to tell you about today.
And here to tell us more about it is meteorologist Jennifer Lambert. So we have some rain moving in, ushering in a cold front.
That's exactly right. So we have a cold front that's going to be moving in, but with it, it's bringing in a rain. And at this point, we're expecting quite a bit of it, especially for central to southern Mobile, Baldwin counties, Conecuh counties, and Escambia counties in Alabama, and also the Florida Panhandle.
Okay, so we've got the causeway that always tends to flood when we get some rain. So places like that, maybe if you're driving, going to school, work tomorrow.
That's especially right. And we have those southerly winds at this time, so that's not really helping much either. And so heading out the door tomorrow, expect delays because one, the car line, that's going to be narrowed down for all the kids having to get out of there. Some of that heaviest rain we're expecting right along I-10, I-65. And so delays will be happening tomorrow morning as you're heading out the door and headed to work.
And I guess the big question that I had was, when will all this kind of start? When will we see this rain coming in?
So we're mainly expecting the majority of this to begin just after midnight, but it'll be the heaviest between 6 and 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. So prime time that you're heading out the door and heading to work, that'll be when we're experiencing some of the heaviest rain. But here's a look at that cold front. So it's moving across the Midwest at this time. Even if you look closer towards Wichita, up towards southern Kansas, you can start to see some of that counterclockwise rotation. So that's going to be that area of low pressure, that cold front that's going to be moving in. And the good news is that behind this cold front, it is bringing in some cold air with it. Finally, we've been rooting for that, trying to feel seasonal for this time of year. And we're going to be seeing those daytime highs in the lower 60s by the end of the week. However, before we get there, that storm threat, this is really going to be for tomorrow. Now, what we're really going to be keeping an eye on is going to be that flooding threat, but there is the potential for some gusty winds out there. It's been breezy today. We could see some of those isolated gusts heading into tomorrow, but the WPC, the Weather Prediction Center, really is highlighting Mobile, Baldwin counties and the Florida Panhandle to see some of that flash flooding concerns. So this is really where we're going to be seeing those impacts on the roadways. Here's a look at that rainfall forecast. So it starts off for tomorrow morning. We make our way later on in the day, and that's where we're starting to see some of that 3 to 4 inches of rainfall potential in such a short amount of time. And even if you look just a little east on the Florida Panhandle, just closer towards our local beaches, possibly even 5 inches of rainfall. We're nearing it. It's really going to be wet and soggy as you're stepping out the door. Here's a look at what that timing will look like. So we start off for this afternoon. We make it into this evening, just a little isolated out there, and then we get past midnight. That's when things really start to ramp up. I will say the Futurecast models, it leaned off just a little bit, but the most wet portions that we're going to be seeing, the lowest visibilities, the most rockiness that we're going to be tracking, that's going to be closer towards 7, 8, and 9 in the morning. So meteorologist Matt Barentine, he's going to keep you updated tomorrow morning. I'll keep you updated through Studio 10 and Fox 10 midday, but I'm going to talk more about your forecast and what we're tracking in the wake of this front coming up in just a little bit. Lee, Shelby.